Hi, beautiful souls. Last night, after my walk with Lanto, I noticed he had a few little bits and pieces on his fur. I thought it was wild barley, and of course, they have quite spiky things and they can shoot into dog's fur and penetrate the skin. So I went to pick them off, and I noticed actually one of these little funny things was actually what looked like a little praying mantis. And I was like, oh my gosh, how extraordinary, because I adore the mantid race. It's one of my favorite galactic races. It's one of my galactic races I most resonate with. One of my aspects I most resonate with, to be more clear. They are wonderful at rejuvenating and regenerating soil. And we need a lot more of that energy here on this planet moving forwards. So I picked up this little friend and I held it on my finger. And I said, well, hello, how lovely to meet you. And this little creature lifted up his little front hands and looked at me, and it was literally the colour of straw, the colour of ripened barley. And not enormous, but a decent size, about an inch long, and just absolutely perfect, really just so perfect, and so just so gentle. So I had a little chat with this little creature, and I said to Lanto, I said, well, you know, you've brought a little friend here with you. And we were literally about to cross the road. So I spoke to the little friend, and I said, I'm just going to put you on some grass. So there's a lot of wild grass near me, which is great because finally the council or whoever recognised the need to leave it long for the butterflies, which we actually have an abundance of here, which is very fortunate. So I put this little animal, this little mantis, looked just like a mantis, and I put it down on a piece of wild barley, and it knew exactly what I was doing. As I was communicating with it, it was listening to me. It was paying attention to what I was saying, and I really felt this heart connection with this perfect, beautiful little insect. And I placed it down close to the barley head, and it just climbed aboard as if the most natural thing in the world, no need for encouragement or anything like that, just instinctively knew what to do. And I just felt this enormous radiation of love move through my body, emanating from my heart, like great big spiral circles, vortexes and torus fields, and just these emanations were just so immense. It was perfect, absolutely perfect, this immense, wonderful feeling. And I went indoors, and I just felt really elevated. I felt really, really blissful. And I noticed, what is it that makes me feel really, really blissful? And it's these tiny little interactions with nature, these moments of just pure wonderment and awe at just how amazing this planet is, and all of the different species here that we get to share this planet with, and also the multidimensionality of every living thing. Because you look around and you see all of these plants and this nature, and for some people, they can only recognize what they see as, okay, this is what is here, and that's all that I see, because they haven't opened up their hearts enough. But when you open up your hearts really, really wide and open, and you become heart, and that is what your essence is, pure love, then you see that so much of what is here are also travelers in their own right, experiencing this world, experiencing what is here, so that they can take back that intel and pass it on to their generations and to their galactic heritage and to their planetary systems. Because not everything here is just from Gaia, although there are some. There's a lot that's just came from Gaia, but there's a lot of galactic travelers here with us that aren't necessarily in human or animal form. They're in plant form and animal form and insect form and bird form. And it just continues to just amaze me and fill me with awe at just how wondrous this experience of being on this planet really is. Last night I had this dream that was, again, metaphors, rather personal that I won't go into, but again, very interesting because my dreams are becoming a lot more metaphorical and much more clear, or maybe I'm just becoming better at reading them and understanding them for what they are. It was very, very clear for me, very clear. And again, I was very much aware and present during the dream and understood everything that was occurring, understood everything that I was saying, felt very much all of the different perspectives of what was going on. And I came back into my waking now and was like, okay, well, I just experienced the hopes and fears of various people that I know, and I just saw what's going on for them and their perspective. And you know, this is the thing, so many perspectives and are very limited because you can only see what you have allowed yourself to open up to. And so many people keep themselves in a very small box. And so it was very interesting for me to bear witness to this. I then was having just a little meditation. And during my meditation, I was asking the God within the difference between the new earth and the heavenly realms, like other world. And there is no difference. It's exactly the same. And when you look at this planet, this is also, there is something that it's just all it is frequency. There's nothing to do with going to some different place. It's all to do with the frequency that you choose to reside from and whether you can hold that frequency or not. Most people can't hold the frequency for very long, so they get glimpses and they step in and out. But when you can actually hold the frequency for great quantities of time, you realize, well, this is really beautiful. How do I stay here and keep myself here? Because this is the joy, this is the bliss, and this is what it's all about. Because in that state of high frequency, you don't worry about anything. You don't concern yourself with the wrongdoings of the world, humanity, and all of those things that we don't like that others do and perpetuate, like the wars and the cruelties and the stuffing their faces with the flesh of innocent creatures. So I was like, wow, you know, it's really just such a beautiful world. And there's so much beauty that we can tune into. We don't have to stay in sadness. We don't have to stay in pain and suffering. Even if we are in discomfort, you can acknowledge it for what it is, but you can actually take your consciousness to that higher frequency. And the pain seems to dissipate. Just as much as like you can be really, really cold, but you take yourself to a frequency where you are feeling the warmth of the sun upon your skin, and you feel the warmth radiating out through your body, and you lose all sense of cold. And there's so many gifts that we can tune into, and there's so much wonderment that we can all create for ourselves. And we definitely don't want to diminish anybody's path and, you know, fix anyone or do anything to anybody. Everybody has to experience these things for themselves. But life is really very beautiful, and it continues to be beautiful because we continue to change and experience new ways of being. And the more that we continue to experience, the more it opens up our heart to further wonderment. I still wonder what this little creature was that I met last night, because as far as I know, we don't have praying mantises on this in the UK. And I've never seen this kind of insect before. And I'm very, very in tune with nature. I'm out in nature all the time. I'm very keen on the insect kingdom, the bird kingdom, animal kingdom, plant kingdom, flora, fauna, minerals, you name it, fungi. I'm devoted to the natural kingdoms. It brings me great joy to make friends with all of the natural kingdoms. And here was a new friend I had not yet met. And not just that, a friend that I truly recognized as a galactic traveler, a fellow mantid, a being that cares for the soil, cares for nature, and is a grand alchemist, and so gentle, and so very deliberate in each movement, very slow, peaceful movements, mesmerizing to watch. There's something so beautiful about these very, very careful movements of this little friend. And when I watch anyone or anything doing these careful, beautiful movements or doing something with that much grace, it just fills my heart with just immense joy. So there's something that I wish to just share, is that we're constantly learning about all manner of different things whilst we're here. We're constantly learning more ways that we can tune into our joy and what brings us joy. And the more that we are aware of that, the more that we can place ourselves in those positions where we can receive that joyfulness. And of course, we give back in the way that we are present with being with anyone else. Me being present with that little insect brings joy to them too. They know that I mean no harm. They know that I'm here appreciating them. They know that I'm sharing love with them. That energy is certainly felt. You totally can feel it. There is something really beautiful about being present with another being, with your open heart, just being loving, appreciative, just acknowledging and witnessing all that they are in that perfect moment and sharing it together. And it's just lights up all the journeys, helps to expand the consciousness of all. I send you a lot of love. My name is ZsaZsa. Come to you from a beautiful field overlooking the English Channel. It's a fine day here, a day to be outside in nature, a day to be exploring and having adventures, and celebrating life. Many blessings to you all. Like, subscribe and share, please. Thank you.